Welcome back. Now, the Aussie banknote scam that's shortchanging collectors to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly millions. It's so sophisticated, these launderers are literally chemically washing old banknotes, restoring them to their former glory and selling them online for a mint. Paul Macon on a currency con that even has police stunned.
Look, they're criminals. They're just fraudsters.
We need to magnify this problem 1,000 by 1,000 times.
The internet is almost like a playground for international criminals.
Money makes the world go round, all right, but these days it could get you tangled up in the World Wide Web.
And as long as you don't know who they are, you can't trust them.
You've got to, take a little pill called cynicism when you go onto the internet.
Tonight we reveal an Aussie banknote scam. So new it came as a surprise to one of Australia's top fraud cops.
Yeah, this is a new fraud that has been certainly brought to my attention. Until I received the phone call, this was the first I'd heard of it.
Detective Superintendent Brian Hay of Queensland Police is an expert when it comes to scams, especially the online kind.
What really alarms me is the extent that this may have been affected across the Australian communities, and for what period of time. How many people have lost thousands of dollars to what is a very clever and sophisticated fraud.
You'd probably get about 10% of what you've paid.
Adelaide printer Robert Maliotis knew he'd been stung the moment he received the notes from the eBay seller. As
a printer, I felt that the paper was a little bit limp, not quite as thick as what I would have expected, remembering the old notes when I was a lad.
You can add any name you like: fraud, embezzlement, it doesn't matter what you call it, they are thieves. They're preying on our heritage.
According to Australia's leading rare banknote specialist Richard Fay from The Right Note, the fraudsters buy cheap, mainly pre-decimal paper money in average condition.
When the banknotes are bought either from a dealer or an auction house, wherever they may be bought, they will arrive at an address, for example, in Melbourne. And after he's accumulated enough to make it commercially viable, he will then take the banknotes out of the country.
But when the old money gets to Asia, it undergoes a transformation.
He then gets his experts in whatever part of Asia to clean, press, trim, do whatever is needed to bring those banknotes back up to some level of grading accuracy.
Then the freshly cleaned banknotes go back onto eBay at highly inflated prices.
They're purchasing notes, for example, for $200 and reselling them for $2,500 to $3,000, $4,000.
Robert Maliotis's first foray into collecting ended up costing him just over $4,000 for two of these spruced up notes.
You have retirees and other people alike that will be investing into the note industry thinking that they're going to retire with a small nest egg. In fact, they're going to get practically nothing.
Paper, being an absorbent material, can be pressed, can be altered, can be washed. It tells you this thing's had a haircut. If a banknote's got the whiteness, whiter than white Colgate teeth, shall we say, it has been bleached.
So Robert's £5 note and 10 shilling note are almost worthless.
In today's open market, if he was offered $250, he'd be very lucky.
That's a big difference from what he paid for it.
It's a huge loss.
And the seller from Melbourne, despite having a 100% rating on eBay, appears to have now vanished. We do know he has an account at the Preston branch of the Commonwealth Bank under the name of Wee Woo. But the person who has that account put a false address on the package sent to Robert Maliotis, the package that contained the dodgy notes. Now, the tenant who lives here now has only been here a short time, but the agent confirmed to us that a Wee Woo has never lived here.
One thing that the criminals do target is something that works well. Something that works, that is effective, that's efficient, and eBay is one of those things.
And even today, the man who we believe is a major dealer in these wash notes is again on eBay hawking his wares. This £10 note he's selling in a bidding war is up to $3,000 already, except this very note in a previous life and condition was sold for just $400. According to our expert, just about every banknote on Kiong 88's eBay site has been washed, ironed and trimmed.
If you're going to spend money in the commercial space online, try and deal with people that you have dealt with before, that you can know and trust, and you can seek recourse if you're not satisfied.
While old banknotes still remain a sound investment at 15% return a year, it's a case of buyer beware.
Is it something you will continue to do?
No, I've stopped. I've sold all the collection now. I'm just totally disheartened with it.
The perpetrators are still there in a position where it's selling more products, so that's a concern. I think eBay need to stand up and be counted in this environment.
We really have to avoid eBay if you want the guarantees of service, of quality, of unconditional buyback guarantee. You must do business with I believe, an Australian recognised dealer.
And all of the documentation from our investigation has been passed on to police. Paul Macon there. But coming up after the